Hello. I'm going live today by myself about personal branding, and this is probably my first time by my doing Facebook lives because I'm usually on Instagram, but I'm meeting a lot of amazing people on Facebook. So I've decided to start taking Facebook also a little more serious, and I've decided to go live today. So what I'm gonna talk today about is about personal branding, but my approach of personal branding, because I'm sure there are so many information about personal branding, and if you online coach, if you online expert of any kind, we still get to the point when we still need to do something about personal branding. We still work with our position, we still work with our target audience. There are so many different things that one way or another you still get to know and get to learn personal branding. And I am taking personal branding in a very different way. So one of the approaches that I take, and I think one of the goals and the reasons why you actually need to do personal branding, and I came to this a long time ago, but actually didn't start that way, but only like right now I'm thinking of importance of personal branding, and that to me right now is achieving our goals in the best way, in the fastest way, and long-term way, because I'm sure you probably also learn about how you can achieve your goals, and there are many different ways right now, thank God to online world, and there are also very fast ways to achieve goals, but your reputation might get some damages if you do certain things. So my approach is this, to do it in a very authentic ways. And why we do that? Yes, of course, I'm a Leo. I am big on my own goals, my own benefits and stuff like that, but there's also another important thing. We live in society and we live with people. It's the thing that I realized as an adult. When I achieve my goals, other people also will achieve their goals. The way it works, because we in constant communication with each other, we in constant relationships with each other. So anytime, anyway, we will be going and growing together. So there is no business without people. So there is definitely people's relationships involved, and that's why the biggest reason I am big on personal branding, it's to achieve your goals in the fastest, best way for you, but also long term, and helping other people, creating relationships and being the best self on the internet, in the world, and create a community, communications, relationships, and community. And of course, it didn't start that way. I was 18 years old when I actually started working on my own personal branding without even knowing that, because I was in politics, I was in multi-level marketing, and as 18 years old, that was very difficult, let me tell you, to stand out. And also, most of people there, they were in their late 30s and 40s, and of course they were looking at me like a little girl who knows nothing, who has no experience. Even though I started working very early, like 9 years old, I started selling my jewelry, and throughout those years, of course I didn't have like big jobs and stuff, but I had some experience. It's not like I had zero. So I had to stand up for myself and start doing my personal branding the way that people will listen to me, people will follow me, because multi-level marketing, it's still a business. I still had teams, I still had to do sales. I actually started training people when I was 18 on their confidence, on their self-presentations and first impressions. I was teaching students and also my team members, but also other people who were in the multi-level marketing, because that was one of the biggest topic. And how I achieved that? Through personal branding. The way I was dressing, the way I was talking, the way I was actually using the communication, the right tones, the right words to stay the way I wanted to be, to create this image that I wanted people to see. Besides the age and all of those things, and I achieved that. That's why right now I'm still big on that. But I never actually, I never taught that. I never coach people on that. Even though in a lot of my programs I take a lot of attention and effort on the branding part, because it's the most important part, especially in the world of business, in the world of social media. And where is this coming from? How I actually grew up with my both parents. I think, and as a child, of course, I didn't realize that. I only recently, when I started writing my position, writing my strategies, I realized that this is my lifestyle that my parents gave me. And of course, everything is natural. And to me, my biggest thing is I don't like, even though I created that image, actually, yeah, it wasn't so natural, but I am for natural energies, being in alignment with yourself and being visible to people with your own natural energies and attract. And because when we align with ourselves, we becoming aligned with other people, with our clients. Because of course, before I was also attracting clients, I was doing my business, but was I happy 100%? Did I work with the clients 100%? They were ideal for me? I'm not sure. Right now, yes, I am, because I am not, it's just simply, I'm not visible to people who are not aligned with me. And we don't really come across. Even sometimes when I go to events, I might meet one person or two, but it's going to be a strong connection. It's going to be a very good network. It's going to be a very good projects coming out of those connections. Instead, before I could meet 10, 20 people, but there was nothing about it. There was just empty conversations kind of, and of course I wasn't happy, because I value very deep conversation, I value quality, and I value connections and relationships. And of course, when we are not aligned with ourselves, with our energies, we cannot be in the world connecting to other people. It's mostly impossible. So what I've learned from my both parents, so my father's best quote was, it's better to have 100 friends than $100. All my life, he was, when he was alive, because he passed when I was a child, but all my life with him, I heard this quote so many times. And my father was a living person in this quote, because my father, I'm not coming from a rich family. My father worked in a factory, and my mom, she is an accountant. So my father, even though he didn't have high positions or anything, he was well connected with all the high position people. I have no idea how. I wish I could learn that, but I think it's in my genes, and that's why I still have naturally those abilities to network and communicate with people. But I don't know how. My father, he also was very ambitious. He did his stuff what he could in his short period of life, but he did it. And he did it through connections and his network. Not even having high positions. Just through relationships, building connections, and being a good friend, I think, because he was all like friends with all these people. And another example that my mother always used to say, I had to translate it from Russian, so let me just remind myself how I kind of translated it. So my mother always used to say, your appearance makes first impression. That's why. And my mom also is a living example of that, because my mom is always dressed. She actually designing clothes, her own clothes as well. So she was always looking amazing all her life. And now she is retired and she still does that. And of course, the other part of it, because your beauty is not important, it just helps you to create the first impression when people see you. And I'm gonna talk later about it, because people see us from afar. People cannot hear us and know our personality from afar. The first thing they see is how we look. It's our body language. That's why I am very big on that. How you present yourself from afar. Because people make decisions when you first see you. And they see you usually from afar. So that's the first part. And the second part of that saying is, your intelligence creates your reputation. So it's not just only important to come looking beautiful and have your confident body language, all of that. Your intelligence, your personality, your mindset create the whole vision about yourself, your reputation, your personality, and how you're gonna be in this world. So these three things: building relationships, looking beautiful, taking care of your appearance, and taking care of your mindset and your intellectual assets. It's very important. So my branding, I always build using these three pillars, because they're super important. And I already started saying about how your style, how your body language is so important, because people see you from afar. It doesn't matter if you go to a networking event, if you just walk in, if you're sitting in a coffee shop, how you sit, what you do, how you move your body. People see you from afar, and that makes people to approach you or not approach you. And a lot of times, if I go to networking events, you will see some people just standing by themselves, some people creating this circle around them that everybody is engaged. But the first step to do that, it doesn't matter even if you're in person or if it's online, because online, again, when we scroll, first thing we see is our body. It's either head, it's either hair, it's the body, other body parts, anything, but it's a body. Usually it's not about the voice, or it's not about your thoughts, it's not about something that your philosophies or your mindset or things like that. It's not. So it's always the style, the body language. And the way I work is, as I mentioned probably millions of times already, I used to wear red and black colors strategically. If you met me many years ago, you knew I always wore either red or black. Why I did that? To create the image of an older person, of a more professional and confident person. I strategically wore that. Yes, I love red color, but it wasn't the only reason, because I strategically used to wear in certain styles as well, not just colors, but the styles. And my hair was usually pulled back, very sleek. I had a very specific style, but it wasn't just because of I liked that style. It was strategically created to make the perception of me the way I was. And it worked, because a lot of people thought that I was older, especially when I moved to United States, being very young. And when I said, like, if I was like 21 or in my 20s, everybody said, oh, you're such a baby. And of course, when people look at you as a baby, nobody wants to do business with you. People are just like, oh, you're cute, whatever. But I wasn't about cute. I had my goals. So I wanted to create my businesses. I wanted to fulfill my dreams, but my dreams are all related on people, because I always wanted to help people. I wanted to bring beauty and harmony and balance and confidence to people's life, especially women. Later it became with femininity, because femininity is everything, like ladies. So that's coming about the style. The red and black colors I wore. Were they my colors? Not exactly. Maybe. Yes, I look good in red color, but energetically, red is not my color to be visible. That's why a lot of times the way I would get business, I would have to work hard, I would have to prove myself, I would have to do all this mental gymnastics just to get some business, just to get clients. And at some point, of course, I broke down, and I tell that story many times. It happened when I was in Florida, when I was doing so many different things, and one day I just couldn't get up, and I stayed in bed for 2 weeks, because I couldn't do it anymore. And that was when I decided to find and start and like discover different approaches to doing business, to live my life and actually show up in my life. And that's how I came to femininity. And after that I started using different approaches, but the main thing is that also I changed my style in Florida because of weather conditions as well, but it actually aligned with my natural energies. And I was learning also many different approaches. I studied hypnotherapy, studied NLP, like numerology, astrology, astropsychology, obviously all the psychological methods. And when I came to this approach that specifically tell you what styles to wear, how to wear them, the communication styles to use, that changed my life. Even though naturally a lot of times we feel it, but what happens out of logical and analytical reasons, we go a different direction. Because I was always attracted to light colors, I was always attracted to like softer, but I knew that if I'm gonna start wearing that, people wouldn't take me seriously, which probably would happen because I was young, but now it's not a problem anymore, so that's amazing. And that's when I actually discovered that approach. So everybody has their own colors, everybody has their own style, and this is how you can align with your energy. And if someone is gonna tell me, oh no, how is just clothes is gonna change your life and how is that, la 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 la, there I also use a psychological approach, of course, how people see you and how you can influence people, how they can make their opinion and first impressions on them. But it's not the only way. Another way, especially when I saw that when I started working with femininity with women, so many women had so many resistance just changing clothes, just changing style, just changing the color. You have no idea, you really have no idea how, which I also wouldn't think that it's such an important thing like clothing. Like I was like, what? How clothing can change anything? Yes, it can. Yes, it can change a lot of stuff. Just try going, and you can also notice that, like for example, if you always wear a sports style, if you start wearing your dress, you might have a lot of resistance. I have this friend who also become one of my clients because she saw my changes when I started working with my femininity, and she also struggled with her femininity, and she asked me to work with her on her feminine style. Not feminine style meaning clothes only, but mindset. But of course, first we started with her style. Her style, sports style, t-shirts, jeans, shorts. But her femininity style was very elegant, very feminine style. When I told her, to me, for example, personally, I don't care, I can change my clothes. It's just, it's the thing is that if I like it or not. For her, you have no idea how many sessions we took just to break through those blocks, just to change her style, just to put her in a lighter, more romantic dress. And that, only that process unlocked so many fears, so many beliefs, just through changing style. And then, of course, after unlocking all of that, there are so many light came to her life, and there are so many different things changed in her lives. So that's important. That's why it's not only clothing. And when it comes to your personal style, of course, one of the things when I was talking about this for many years, it's confidence. How confident you feel when you just change, when you put your favorite dress that is usually it could be different, but when you just take care of yourself a little more, when you do your hair, when you do your makeup. And for men, actually, this approach also works. So even for men, when you start taking care of yourself, because a lot of men disregard that, and people think that, oh, it's only for women. No, it's not only for women. Men also have their own style, their own approaches, their own grooming things. And even if men start doing stuff, you will see the confidence. Why even discussing these things? let's just think about when you go out, what do? The first thing you do, you take a shower, you do your grooming stuff. Doesn't matter if you're man or woman. Men start shaving, do their hair, also put some gel, do some stuff. Women, of course, they do blowouts and all of that stuff. And then you put a different clothing. Of course, like, it's such obvious thing. But when we take stuff to business or to a different topic, we don't think about stuff like that. But I am very practical person. I have all the tools that are like, it's right in front of you. Write the things that you can do right now at this moment, and you're probably already doing things, but maybe you just need to change just some little things. So that's why I think it's already clear why the style is so important. And body language, when we do body language, because it doesn't matter what kind of style you can wear. You can wear the most expensive things, the best looking things, styles and clothes and dresses and suits, but if your body language is very shy or it's very weak, no clothing can change that look and impression. None. So body language is important. So when I work with people, also with my clients, because I started talking online about this program recently, but I already have clients because they were my clients for mindset before, for confidence and femininity, and that's how we actually went to a branding conversation, and I rolled out my clients. We already have results, and I also have men that I work with personal branding. So what I was saying, the body language. So depending on your goals and depending on your personal branding, you will have completely different body language, completely different gestures. So for example, a lot of even in regular life, you will see some women, because women are women. I work with femininity, and for women, my branding is based on femininity. Gestures, like for example, even woman, like, that's not feminine at all. And it's not only it's not feminine, it's not even by etiquette. It's wrong even by etiquette. So if someone is so against the femininity and things like that, you can exchange femininity to etiquette. Call it etiquette. That's it. It's very simple. So, like holding the glass like this, and also if it's just a coffee, like this, and drinking it like this, that's already giving different vibes. So the glass, like, it's not an etiquette class in life today, but to the point of femininity, just holding the glass like this gives you very gentle, soft gestures, lines, so it softens your look. And for women, when we are softer, we already attract a lot of attention. Good or bad, we'll talk about it later on a different life. And if you're interested in that, you can actually message me. I'm doing a lot of strategies, free strategies, and you can also book a call with me, and I can explain more specifically what to work on and things like that. So just that. And even if it's just a cup, when you imagine this is a coffee cup, you hold your coffee this way. If it's a coffee, right? If you hold it this way, it's different. Instead of just like drinking, and also like the head, like it's very different. So, but there are other things, like for example, some women personal branding is very feminine naturally, and some women are more confident, like more sexy, maybe more like aggressive. So for them, for example, mine is very feminine, mine is very soft, and so of course I'm gonna use my body language, my clothes, my jewelry, my hair, in creating very soft lines, using softer voice, using softer words and phrases. But for women who's, for example, personal branding naturally is very sexy or aggressive. She can be wearing something red and having a different body language, like, you know, like something like this, and it's create in the whole image, in the whole communication style. If it could be in person, it could be online, when you do lives, when you do reels, videos, you can implement that everywhere, and that creates the whole image, and it gives people impression of you and what they can come to you for. So for example, mine is I'm good at personal branding, I'm good at certain things naturally, and that's how certain things I don't need to study because it's already in me. And that's how people come to me for that, without even, I don't even sometimes have to offer that. People just ask me certain things. And you can also think what people ask you. If people are already asking you something, that's probably your natural strength already. Some women are very good at more, maybe they're very playful, like this light energy, like childish, which is also important. Like, we cannot be always serious, but like this woman, like very like childish, and we also can have this, we need sometimes. And some women, to balance our lives, to balance our personality, we need different stuff. So if you naturally this person, your branding will be very different. If you are very deep, very calm person, if you're very philosophical, naturally you might, some women, some people in general, they understand and they feel that, some people don't. And that's why sometimes it's better to use specific methods to know what you are, who you are, so you can build on something, a strong foundation, instead of trying to figure it out and wasting your life many years, instead of achieving your goals and working strategically on something to achieve and have your life, your best life. So that's how it's just on style and body language. I didn't actually plan to give these tips today, but this is part of it. Another thing, we work also in relationships relationships and communication, because communication, I already mentioned, it's your voice, it's the way you speak, it's the way you build connections, and also branding with the methods that I work with. It's how you can actually find your clients, where you can find them, how you can build relationships, and how you can sell your services and products, how to do your marketing, what kind of format to do. Is it lives? Is it more text? It's more artsy, it's more deep, what it is. Everybody's style is very different. And you naturally, sometimes, as I mentioned also earlier in the video that I posted today, that sometimes you look at the person and we already have some expectation naturally. Sometimes we do not need to know everything in our head. We are human beings. We are very subconsciously aware of a lot of many different things. And that's why first impressions, intuition, also everybody has it. We read people. Sometimes we cannot put it together like 1, 2, 3 points in our head to give a logical explanation, but a lot of times we just feel it from deep inside. If I trust this person, do I want to follow this person? Do I feel like this person can actually help me on the things that I want to achieve, on the things that I want to do? So that's why a lot of women sometimes, for example, that could be, let's say, some coaches, they work with, for example, some coaches, they work with building relationships, but their main energy is expressing yourself and be a center of attention. And they probably can struggle with getting clients or getting big results on this positioning and choosing this approach, which we can switch it and work, but we can work around it when you know exactly. But because that's why it seems like you can create a best business strategy, personal branding, create everything for building relationships with people. But if your main energy, if your core is about yourself, in a good way, of course, because we're human beings. Number one thing is we are. And that's why there are 12 astrological signs, and Leo is the one about, like, that's about me, it's about myself, because from Leos you can learn these things. Leos have that, and you can learn that from Leos. Like, for example, Taurus, very stable, very reliable, we can learn that from Taurus. Libras, creating relationships, building relationships, so we can learn from Libras these kind of things. It's very surface level, it doesn't really work like that, but it's just to give you, it's not by sun sign, by the way. I'm telling you, it's a different stuff, but it's not by the sign that you were born. It's a little different. So that's why your branding could be perfect in this case, but it doesn't match. It's, people will feel something is off, and sometimes it will come out. It will come out, the way you speak, the way you do certain things, it will come out, and it will this clash all the time with the branding that was created probably perfectly. So that's why it's so important to know what is your foundation, how to grow from that. Another thing also, it's not related to branding specifically, but it helped me, and I had a conversation today with another coach, amazing girl, amazing woman, that I know actually for a while already, that sometimes, and it's normal to, when you do certain things and then at some point you get lost a little bit, because you already done and achieved everything that you wanted, and then you want to do something different, but you don't know what it is. And it's kind of, especially when you study a lot, that is me and this specific person, the woman that I'm mentioning today, because we have so many knowledge, we know so many different methods, we know so many different techniques how to help people, and because of that we can help with many different things. There's so many different things we can help with, and I specifically, not only personal branding, there's like, I can a lot of things I can help with. But of course, when I talk to people, there has to be offer, it has to be positioned, because it's just going to be confusing unless it's someone who already knows me, unless who already like work with me. So what it has, this method that I work with, it can help you to get this clarity, at least start building with that, narrow down, find your strength, find your positioning, find your personal branding on how you can stand out, what kind of positioning you need to do, what kind of topics you need to talk about, so you can stand out and people naturally will look at you, will listen to you and follow you. Because authenticity is everything, especially nowadays. Right now we live in a very different world where we very like, even before it was IQ, intellectual, right, and now it's EQ, it's emotional. People, man, woman, doesn't matter, we are more emotional. More emotional meanings we can feel, we know a little deeper, we feel a little deeper. So that's how I get the message. Okay, so that's how it will also help you to get to that point, to bring some clarity into your life. That's what happened to me as well, because that's why I was so resistant. Like, some people resistant with their clothing, I'm kind of resistant with my positioning. I was like, I don't know if I should talk about visibility, if I should talk about branding. But then when I realized that that's actually what I do in my life, I didn't talk about it, but I did that all my life. And that's why, and I'm a long-term person. I don't do, that's why I'm very cautious about my reputation. I'm very cautious of what I do, how I do, and my communication style. And that's how many people from many years ago, yes, I've changed my style, but my core things didn't change, because I'm still the same person, because it's the surface level changes, but the way the personality you are, it doesn't change. And that's what we go into the third point. It's your intellect, it's your personality, it's your mindset, because it's super important as well. It's your values as well, because it's not a lot of people nowadays, especially with online world, main idea and main goal people have is just make money and move on. I am not, money is one of my values, but fortunately or unfortunately it's not number one. Sometimes I am jealous of people whose money is like number one value and they can do anything for money. I am not that person, so that's why. But at some point of my life, it actually helped me to save some relationships, to build some relationships. It's not because it based on true connections. It's not based on the transactional ways. So that's why your mindset is also very important. And coming to mindset, when I spoke about changing styles and working on your when women especially have resistance in changing style, actually men as well, sometimes when men are used to wearing more casual stuff, but they for their personal branding they supposed to wear suits, it could be also tricky for some men. So that comes also to your mindset, because a lot of stuff starts unlocking, and which could be a little bit painful sometimes, but like one of my mentors said, it will be painful, but it will be the last time. Yes, you might cry, it might take some, time to heal, but it will be the last time that you cry about it and you even think about it. Because today also in one of the conversations, these things came out, and if you coach, you probably know, like, our clients are the people who we are, but like 5 years ago. So I spoke to another woman who also, when we were talking, she was mentioning all of the things, like my fears, certain beliefs that she is struggling right now, and they stop and they block her from achieving what she wants to achieve. And I remembered myself being that several years ago. But because I worked through that, I already moved on. I forgot about it. I don't even think about it. These things don't stop me anymore. I don't think about what people think about me. I don't think about how, like, before, maybe sometimes, like, I was kind of afraid with working with a lot of people, because I had weak boundaries on how I communicate with people, or what I can accept with people. Like, communicating my boundaries, what I did not want to accept. Then of course, universe, our life teaches us to stand strong on certain things, and I had those situations. I faced it. I worked with my coach, also my therapist, on certain things. I moved on, like, I healed that, I moved on, and I didn't see that anymore. Or even if I see it, I don't pay attention, because it's not important to me. If I don't like something, I just say it in a respectful, polite way and move on. I don't even think about it, because it's not a main thing right now in my life. But when something stops you, it will be always in your face, and you will take so much time and effort and energy, like, living on these things. So that's why personal branding also takes mindset shift, because sometimes also what coaches struggle sometimes, they have a clear vision. Okay, let me start again. They think that they don't have a vision, they feel lost, and they don't know what to do next. And that happens a lot. At some point in life, everybody faces that. But usually the truth is that you see your goal, you know what you want, you have a vision, but you are so afraid to admit it, because it's so big, and you feel like you cannot achieve it, or you cannot handle that right now. So that's why we usually have the vision, we usually know what we want, but there are certain things in our heads that stop us. So that's why in personal branding, I talk about, it's a big problem. Yeah, our mindset is the biggest problem, actually, because that's our mindset. If you don't work on your mindset, then you'll be your biggest struggle. And doesn't matter what you do, personal brand, if you do business strategy, if you get a best appointment setter, lead generation, or whatever, you get your best website, It's not gonna work just because you stop and you block yourself. So in my program with personal branding, depends on, because everybody is on different levels, and I customize my program because it's a lot. There are so many different things and everybody on different levels. So the way I work is, it's a one-on-one program. So I always work with the person, because it's relationships, it's building relationships. It's not something that I have a template and I give it to you and you work on it. Because I've been to so many programs like that. I cannot stand it. It's so not authentic. I cannot stand it. Believe it, like I can't. That's why I prefer to take my time and work one-on-one, especially if it's something you haven't worked before. So I prefer to work one-on-one with people, specifically talking about where you are right now, what you're struggling with right now, to create the best system for you, to create the best strategy for you. Because otherwise, what's the point? There is no point. You can certain things you can Google, certain things you cannot Google. And even if I give you the structure, if I give you everything, sometimes we need to accustom it to our lifestyle, to our beliefs, to our values, to our mindset. So I have 3 pillars that I'm going to work. So the program, the full program is 2 months, and it includes femininity for women, visibility, and sales. And we focus on these 3 things in women. So for men, you can we work on confidence and mindset a lot, because femininity to me, it's also mindset, it's also energy. And also men have a lot of blocks that don't even, okay, when I talk about attraction, and a lot of people when attracting clients, it's usually in women's societies and women's groups. But for men, there also certain things you can unblock yourself from. It's not only like you have to work. Yes, the masculinity builds on hard work, not femininity. That's maybe I should do another live of difference of femininity and masculinity. But there is still, you can work hard on certain other things, that certain things you can also attract, certain things you can make easier for yourself, so you can focus on other things. So first, let's say like it's the mindset to unblock yourself, to put in the right energy ways, so you can be open to see opportunities, and also to be visible to people who are looking for your services and products. And then we work on visibility. That's your marketing, that's your branding and strategies and all of that. That including there your style, fashion style, makeup, hair, everything, jewelry, body language. It's your communication, it's how to speak, what to say, the gestures. And we work with like specifically tailored to you, to what target audience you want to to what audience you want to work with, what kind of programs you have. So all of that will be in the marketing part, on the visibility. And then sales is how to sell, what's the pitching, and also I worked a lot with sales mindset. A lot of people have limiting beliefs on sales, and also I worked through my mindset, through my beliefs on my mindset with sales, but also techniques, psychological techniques, how to sell, what to do, how to speak, and how to pitch one-on-one. So all of that is covered on the third pillar. But I know sometimes if you're not ready, if you want to try, if you want to see what it is, there are 2 more options that I have. And 2 more is, one of them is 1 month. You can pick anything. You can pick femininity, or like mindset for men. You can pick only visibility, or you can pick only sales. And that we will specifically focus on your for 1 month. It's going to be 4 sessions, and we will focus on your style, on your branding, on the visibility for 1 month. Or it's only your mindset, the femininity or confidence. But you can also pick if it's branding related, if you're sales related, if you public speaking related, some stuff like that, money related as well. So, or it's sales. So we can you can pick one for 1 month. Or there is 1 session. In 1 session, if you just want to try it out, you don't know what it is, if you don't know how you're gonna feel about it. It's one session and it comes with PDF files. PDF files, I have already a lot of people did that with femininity and personal branding a little bit, where it comes with all the styles, all the style, the branding parts, marketing parts, how to market and brand yourself. And then we just meet for one session and I help you to go through that and I teach you how to use that file. But you will have to do all the work by yourself. So there is no, like, there is 2 weeks support, but it's not as, obviously it's not the same as if you stay for 1 month or you do a full program in 2 months. Within 2 months, then you have another month that is voice message also support for another month. So basically it's 3 months. So I have these 3 packages on those pillars. And I'm doing strategy calls because I understand not people, sometimes it's not clear when it comes to your own branding. Like, you can know about, you have an idea about someone else, but sometimes when it comes to you, it's very hard to see. And also, if you haven't worked with me before, we can also meet and talk, because it's so important to be aligned together, because I cannot work with people who we are not aligned, and if we are not speaking the same language, meaning if we don't have the same values, if we don't have the same understanding. That's why it's so important to meet and talk before we commit to something, even if it's one session, because I'm still gonna talk to you, I'm still gonna create your PDF files, and it's so important to me to connect, to be connected to the person. Otherwise, if you met me actually through jewelry, through pop-up shops, I always connect intuitively with the person. And that's why it's important to me who I work with, how I work with, and how I work. So you can message me, or you can comment under this live strategy, or if you want a free strategy or whatever it is, if you want to talk, if you want to just have a call, 15-minute call we can have, so we can just talk and I can answer all your questions that you have. Or you can also comment below here and I will also reply all the answer all the questions. So I'm gonna finish my life with that, and I want to say that achieve your goals, focus on your goals, be clear with your vision, don't be afraid to admit your vision, because another thing is that sometimes we think it's too big, but with the right people, certain things are very possible than impossible. So let's stay connected, have an amazing day, and enjoy your week and what you do. Bye bye.